Om Shanti, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to this Monday series. So as always, we have a Baba's family is blessed with very special jewels. And today we have with us Brother Mohit, Dr. Mohit Gupta. He has been the most beloved child of Baba. I personally have witnessed and inspired by how much love they have for Baba. I always see them very close to Dadi Gulzar and very close to Baba with so much love, and it's very inspiring. Not only that, he is a very well-known cardiologist in India. He serves the elite. He serves the all our leaders who are leading India in Parliament, and he has tons of gold medals, and then there is unlimited. Right. So I'm most inspired by his love for Baba. And today I just quickly want to run through from his background, where he comes from. So he has been a cardiologist in the Parliament, and he has over 18 gold medals and 5 silver medals, and every year he has some award from the best of the best. Dr. Gupta is a principal investigator of many research trials being conducted globally, and he blends one of the unique things coming from a professional background, technology background. He being a doctor, he brings artificial intelligence and golden age technology back to the health and wellness into the in it is a very cutting edge research that he is doing, and then he's bringing, of course, he's bringing the name of Bharat ahead. Along with that, he's making a significant uh, transformation that is leading to golden age health and wellness. So I should definitely want to call it out. It has a lot of prestigious awards from lot of prestigious universities, but he mostly from his childhood he has been with Baba, very close to Dadis, and he has served a lot of communities both in the elite colleges in India and also abroad. So without any further ado, I would like to invite Brother Mohit how to share his secret of how he always stays happy. Like Baba says, like Kushi jaisa kurak dusra nahi, and he's always with that. Happy heart is a healthy heart. With his own personal experiences, he's going to inspire us to stay happy in Baba's love and remembrance. Thank you, Mohit Bhai. Welcome.
Thank you. Om Shanti. Good evening to all of you and good morning to me, isn't it? That is how it works. But how beautiful it is, to start my day, lovely day after a powerful meditation, reading spiritual versions, then connecting to my lovely, wonderful angels all across the world. Today, I have been asked to share my experiences and how to have great love with Baba. So I was thinking that, rather than having a more technical lecture, let me steer you through one of the most revealing journeys. And this is a journey which is very experiential. This is a journey which is very scientific. And I'm going to share that how this all started in my own life, in our own family. I remember it was almost, 37 years ago, if I'm to be very, very clear, 37 years ago, that this is how it all, just a second. Yeah. Today we all understand that we are actually living our life in an emergency mode. You see, this is the kind of life we all are running in. Despite having everything in our life, all the materialistic treasures, the sense of joy, the sense of happiness, somewhere, somehow is lacking in our life. You all would also agree with us that somewhere we also lose control over our own mind. That is a major challenge. The two words that practically become synonymous with our life today, synonymous. And these two words are, I am busy and I don't have time. Everybody thinks that they are so much occupied, they don't have time for self-care and self-priority. Approximately almost 37 years back, We started our journey in spirituality. We never wanted actually to be with Brahma Kumaris, to be very honest. And I was just around about 8, 9 years old at that time when we first visited Mount Abu. And this is what our picture is at that time. This is in front of Baba's cottage with Brother Nirvair. And our first picture, and never did anything, never actually took any effort. As a family, we went there just for a wonderful tour, for a vacation in summer. And we were very, very clear, my parents were, that we are not going to stay there in Brahma Kumaris. We will stay in a governor's cottage, and that is what we did. But within 2 hours, there was something that was very distracting us, something that was pulling us to Baba's home. And ultimately, we shifted to Baba's home, and there we are. My mother and father, they did their courses, but myself and my sister, we never did any course even till this particular day. And Baba made it very clear in the first meeting, personal meeting that we had with Baba in 1985, that these are souls of advanced parties. So that is how our beautiful life started, the spiritual journey started. But remember, the beauty of any relation, whether irrespective of whatever the kind of relation is for, the essence of that relation is God's love. And that is the love that we started experiencing in our life. When we came back after doing the course, what happened was my mother and father, they started reading Murli and spiritual versions every day. And what interesting thing was that they were not narrating it to us because we were kids, and they said that you just go and play, have wonderful time. There's no need, just be yourself. They were forcing us to follow this particular knowledge. And one day, my little sister, she went to mother and said that, what are you reading? And she smilingly said, oh, we are reading this spiritual version, what we call as a Murli. And she said that, what will happen once we read the Murli? And mother replied that if we read Murli, we are going to go to the Satyuga, to the golden age. That is what happens. And she reflectively said that, okay, you guys are reading Murli, you are going to go to the Satyuga, and you will leave myself and my brother here in Kali Yuga. This is not right. You should also narrate Murli to us every day. And that day, 16th July 1985, till this day, 16th August 2022, never ever we have missed a Murli in our life, irrespective of whichever part of the world I am in. So that's the beauty. That is how God pulled us into this love. So it was all about completely love, all about completely love. Never enforcing any knowledge, never enforcing the technical aspects of the Gyan. No, it was just love of God, love of Dadis. This is a picture with Dadi Prakash Mani, then the administrative head, all four of us. The only thing that we used to be, loving is getting chocolates, getting blessing, getting wonderful words from Dadis, sitting with Dadis, gossiping with Dadis, having a wonderful time with Dadis. And the life went on and on and on. See, all the Dadis. It was so wonderful. And this was our picture last year in COVID times when we visited Mount Abu, that it's now 37 years. Baba is still pulling us. The God's love, the God's trust, the acceptance and care. These are the essence of any life. Look at your life, Are we able to experience that love? Look at your life. Are we really able to experience the care of God? Are we really able to experience that acceptance that, yes, God accepts me the way I am, and also the trust that we build? That is how this all started. So, my dear friends, today I'm going to amalgamate my practical experiences with very powerful scientific messages for you. Scientific messages for you that you can actually use for your own self. That I'll be narrating my own experiences, that how we have used this particular power in our life. I strongly believed that our life is a creation of our thoughts, and that is what Baba tells us every day. That if we don't change anything, nothing is going to change in our life. Maybe when people ask me that, Dr. Mohit, you have been following Brahma Kumaris for 37 years, that's right. But my question to myself is, how many years I have been actually understanding and living that particular life? That is very, very much important. That is what is more important in our life. Reading Murlis, listening to spiritual versions, that is one thing. but becoming an embodiment and bringing small changes every day in our life is what is more important. What is more important? And that is what happened when we started following Brahma Kumaris in India. We belonged to Arya Samaji Parivar. There was a lot of, repulsion, lot of resistance that we used to face. People said that, these guys are not going to marry now. These guys are not going to be successful now because they have turned spiritual. And I remember in 1985 when our grandfather and they were all saying these things, I promised to Baba that even in my Lokik Padhai, even in my studies, we would excel so much. We will practically transform our life so much that people say that if Baba's children have to be, they have to be like these children. So I started creating our own destiny every day. Started thinking very positively with companionship of Baba. And why this is so much important, I'll tell you. Because a typical human mind in a single day is generating 50,000 thoughts. Now, out of those 50,000 thoughts, 95% of our thoughts are repetitive, negative, waste, and purposeless. Imagine if our 95% thoughts are negative, repetitive, waste, and purposeless, what is the quality of our existence? It's going to be very, very poor. And that is what we transform. That is what I transformed in our life. Because when we become Bama's children, our thoughts actually transform. We are not transforming anything. The root processor, the unit here, that is transformed. And when that changes, our every thought becomes very powerful and positive. A single positive thought gives us a very powerful behavior, and a very powerful behavior generates a very powerful positive feelings. So same thoughts gives us a very powerful behavior and a feeling, and our life completely transforms. So this is what we started doing, because when we come in the spiritual knowledge is not just understanding that you are a soul and you have to communicate with the supreme soul, I'm meditating. No, it's living that. It's experiencing that your true existence is about creating very purposeful, beautiful, God empowered thoughts. Your thought is creating your own future. It's creating your own future. So, this is how I started creating my own destiny every day. Every day when I used to do something, I used to create that particular feelings. I'll share a very wonderful example with you, a very beautiful story with you, that how I use this particular energy in my own life. I remember that how I used Bama's help in my own life. I remember, that in 1999, got admitted to MD medicine course, very powerful course for 3 years. And in 2001, on 28th April, I had an exam to clear. Unfortunately, the examiner who had come to take our exams was very, very tough, very difficult. He had almost failed almost 90% of our batchmates. And the last day was my exam. I had a subtle fear in my mind that what is going to happen. Listening to Murlis every day, my typical schedule always used to start with Baba's knowledge. I would read Baba's version, go to Baba's room, then I will do my all karma, do all my readings very powerfully. But subtle, there was a fear. And having that much connect with Baba, having that much love with Baba, Baba could understand that Mohit is having some level of fear. And on the day when I was going to give my exam on that 28th April, I went to Baba's room. And the moment I went to sit in Baba's room, what happened was, suddenly I felt that as if a very powerful light in front of Brahma Baba, he came out of that picture in Baba's room, and he just lifted me up, embraced me very, very tightly, very tightly. And Baba whispered in my ear that, my dear lovely angelic child, why don't you understand that if somebody has to touch you, somebody has to harm you, somebody has to do something to you, he has to cross this old father. He won't be able to do this unless I wish. So Baba said that you go fearless, everything that is going to happen in your life is going to be spot on and perfect. And my fear practically went away. My thoughts suddenly completely transformed. And this is how Baba nurtured me. I went to give that exam. I again got a gold medal in that exam. This is what our thoughts can create. The powerful and the positive thoughts can completely transform our own destiny. They can create magic in our life. Every thought, my dear friends, every thought, even coming in Brahma's life, it's not just about narrating and not just about talking about knowledge. It's about experiencing the love of Baba every day. The most important single factor, the most important and most powerful factor, if you want to transform your own life, is to experience God's love, not just talk about God's love. To allow God to take control of your own life. Do whatever you want. The quality of that doing, the vibrations in that particular energy, they become more and more powerful and more energetic and beautiful. That is what God's love is. I started using these experiments, this power, the power of thought, in our own scientific studies. This knowledge, Baba's knowledge in our scientific studies. And today I'm also going to explain you how this particular thought power is acting in our own life. Typically, in my hospital, I operate almost 100 to 150 cardiac cases of heart attack every week, 16 cases every day, typically what I do. What was surprising was that I see that 20 to 25% of all the heart attack patients that I was operating were between the age of 18 to 30 years. This was really surprising. They didn't have any risk factors like diabetes, like hypertension, like any other family history or dyslipidemia. Their lipids were normal. I started wondering and talking to Baba, why is this happening to such young children? And then what we did was we started doing the genetic analysis and the stress analysis of these young children. Look at this, what we did. This is a typical chromosome that forms the genetic structure of our body. At the end of each chromosome, there is a cap, just like there is a cap at the end of shoelace. Now, what this cap is doing is, this cap protects our chromosome very, very nicely. It maintains the integrity of the chromosome. But as we age, this cap or the telomere, this decreases in length and we become more and more diseased. This is simple logic that happens in every one of us. What we did was, in these young children, 18 to 30 years, who were non-smokers, didn't have diabetes, we started measuring their psychosocial stress. Psychosocial stress. What is the level of stress that they had? Home stress, work stress, and general stress. And we also measured their telomere length. Now listen what happened. When we did their genetic analysis, their body age was 18 to 30 years. But their genetic age was almost like equal to 60 to 85 years. Their genes were completely destroyed. Look at this. Completely destroyed as compared to normal individual. This was revealing because they had such high biologic age. Why this happened? When we started analyzing, these children had highest level of stress in their life. My dear friends, when we further analyzed poor nutrition, lack of purpose in life, lack of happiness and gratitude in life, that destroys our enzyme and decreases the telomere length. On the contrary, when we have love, when we have happiness, when we have positive outlook and good exercise, our telomere length is healthy. And that is what is the scientific basis of health of yogis. What happens in meditation, what happens when we are connected to Baba, we are able to experience a positive outlook. We are happy. We feel gratitude towards God's and world. We are experiencing true love. And this actually increases our telomerase enzyme and also maintains our telomere length. And that is why the yogis are able to win over their disease very magically, which I'll be showing you with my own practical examples. So it's...
Mohit bhai, if you don't mind, if you can bring the laptop a little closer, the volume is little low. The voice.
Are you able to hear me now?
Yeah. If you can come closer, that's great. Yeah.
Okay. Now is it better?
Better. Yes. Thank you.
So now, what happens is that Once we are experiencing that true love of Baba, once we are experiencing that power of Baba, we are able to completely genetically also transform our own selves. This is now very well scientifically proven. So what I did when I had joined in Brahma Kumaris, I started redesigning my own thoughts, completely redesigning our thoughts. Every day when we listen to Murli, every day when we are meditating, what are we doing? We are reprogramming our own selves. So my second message to you is very powerful, is you are what you think. Whatever you are doing, create those pure, positive, and powerful, empowering thoughts. It's your thoughts that are going to create magic. It's your thoughts that are going to completely transform your own life, your own destiny. Repetitive using of these positive thoughts can completely change your own life. So that is what is very important. My third message to you is, whatever you want, it's already on its way. Baba says that I love my children to eternity. Once God is our Father, He's our teacher, He's a Sadguru. He gives us the best, and whatever we want in our life, we always achieve that. It's our own thought that make us distance from our own achievements, my dear friends. I will tell you that beautiful phenomena, and that is called the law of attraction. Once I came in Brahma Kumaris, I started understanding that success is always my birthright. It's only because of my lack of belief in my thoughts, lack of power in my thoughts, that I make a distance from my own success. I will share a very beautiful example with you. In 2001, when I came back from America, and I was studying in Johns Hopkins at that time, I started preparing for my cardiology exam in India. And at that time, a typical cardiology exam had only 5 seats in the whole country. And I went to my father, I also went to Daddy, and I said that, nobody gets this particular seat in first attempt. And you really have to give exam 2 or 3 times to clear that particular exam. In 2001, way back, I'm talking about, And my mother very smilingly said that, how many seats do you want out of those 5 seats? And I said, I only want 1. She said that then you forget about those 4 seats and start focusing on 1 and keep Baba with you. And what I did was, on my study table, I wrote a note that this one particular seat is for me and I have to achieve that particular seat. I had only 4 months to study. Every day I used to study regularly. I used to meditate. I used to read Baba's versions and used to have Baba with me, giving those powerful vibrations and seeing myself achieving that success. Seeing myself achieving that success. You would not believe that 10th February 2002 was my exam. I came back after giving my exam, and I contacted all my friends, my seniors, and even my teachers who were giving that exam. Nobody at that time was ready to even connect to me. And their words were, this is your first attempt, Mohit. We are going to give you all the answers so that you can have and give your exam better next time. We wish you all the success. I was really disheartened at that time. And I went back home, started listening to some wonderful music. I talked to Baba. I said, I've given my best. This is the best I can do. 15 days later, when the result came, I achieved first rank in the whole country. My percentile was 95%, and the person who was second was only 78%. This is Baba's magic. This is the energy of God. We are all energy waves. We know that success is our birthright. Nobody can stop us. Love of God can create magic. What you feel, you will start attracting. This is the power of spiritual knowledge. It's not just talking, oh, Baba is always with me. Are we able to experience that love? Are you able to use that power in your life? I always have, every moment of my life, I always use Baba in my life. 2008, November, Very powerful Murli. Baba said in his versions that Baba often is surprised because children, even today, don't use Baba as a very powerful tool. It is very important for us to know that it's God's power, it's not an ordinary power. So every day, morning, whatever I want in my life, I ask God. I tell Baba, this is what I want. Positive thing, success in service, success in this. And when I ask God, I strongly believe in it, that God is going to make it happen for me because I've given my life to God. I love God. He's my father. He has to do it for me. That authoritativeness, that power that only comes with our faith, with our love for God. And when I believe, I automatically start attracting success in my life, my dear friends. That is called the ABR, the asking, believing, and receiving God's energy. You can reprogram your brain every day. Reprogram your brain every day. There are many people whom we meet, they keep on saying, I have God with me. I know Baba is there with me, but I don't know whether he'll be able to do this thing for me or not. Look at this. Our own words, our own belief is shaking. If we don't have faith in him, if we don't have trust in him, how will magic happen for us? God says he's not a magician. I says he's the biggest magician for those children who strongly believe in him. Some children often say, I feel that I am ill. I feel that I'm not doing well. Success always eludes me. Failure has become an integral part of my life. I don't think this is going to happen. No, 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 no. Change your vocabulary. Whatever words you are saying, whatever vibrations you are emitting, my dear friends, that is going to program your brain and attract the same thing towards you. You may read hundreds and hundreds of Murli. You may sit in hours and hours of meditation. But until and unless your brain and mind, intellect that absorbs that accepts that yes, God is with you, nothing is going to transform you. You have to accept that yes, God's power is with me. Feel that God's power is with me. What do I do every day? I'll tell you. I get up in the morning at 3:30, 3:15 a.m. in the morning. I feel that God is waking me up. He's there to receive me. When I meditate, I do a workout for my body, I do everything. Then I go to my hospital at 7:30 a.m. in the morning. What do? I never go alone. There's a beautiful Baba's, picture right at the entrance. And I keep talking to Baba. Baba, I'm going to the hospital alone. Do you think that's a good idea? And Baba would say, no, that's not a good idea. Then I talk to Baba and say, Baba, you are hanging on this picture. What would you do alone here? Come on, join me, accompany me to my hospital. And Baba says, okay, I will accompany you to your hospital. Talk to Baba. This is how you use God. And I never feel that I'm alone any moment of my life. This is God's energy. This is God's power. The more we have love for Baba, we reprogram our brain. We develop a completely new circuit. Look at this. Repetitiveness. Irrespective of whatever you are doing, whatever you're reading, it's important to believe in that. A single powerful positive thought will reprogram your brain, give you a completely new neural connection. And when you start believing that, repeating that for 21 days, it gives you a very powerful pathway, and all the negative pathways, they gradually become less and weaken. But if we keep on saying, I am ill, I don't think I'll be successful, I don't think I am going to achieve this, again, the negative pathways will become strengthened, because brain is a wonderful tathastu machine. It's not going to decide. Whatever you feed to your brain, it will accept it. So remember, Baba tells us, success is your birthright. If we don't succeed in this birth, then who others will succeed? Whatever we want in our life, we are eluding it only because of our own belief system. Have a very powerful belief that yes, God is going to do this for me. And whatever you are wanting to create outside, that has to be created in your mind first. Very important. Plan your day. If I go out for a service, like today I have to go to address the people at Indian Institute of Technology, Information Technology, IT, what will I do? I will sit in Baba's room and I'll say, Baba, this is the service. I am going to go there, but first you go there and touch the minds of all those children. Create an image of success in your mind. This is how I would like to see my day, and you will see that outside world will become a replica of what you are thinking inside. This is what is the practical application of this spiritual knowledge. Use this power every day. Sitting in meditation, program your brain. This is the way the word has transformed. This is what we call as a mansa seva. Mansa seva. Creating powerful thoughts and implanting your own powerful thoughts into the minds of others. This is Baba said in last week Sunday Murli. A day will come that you will be running this whole world only by your mind power. You will be implanting the seeds of your pure and powerful thoughts into the mind of others within seconds by your own positive and powerful power. The power of purity. More pure we become, the more beautiful we become, more loving we become, our thoughts have more and more energy. My dear friends, my fourth message to you is to avoid catastrophic thinking. Even when we become Baba's children, often negative thoughts and overthinking that bothers us. The vocabulary changes when we become a spiritual child. We'll say, I have some small sankalp. I have these little thoughts that keep on bothering me. But remember, once we become Baba's children, Baba says that if you are my true loving child, I will think for you. You don't have to spend your energy in thinking. Baba is so much loving, so much affectionate, like a father. He says, I will do the job of thinking for you. This is what happens. I remember in 2014, when I was playing badminton, I injured myself and my spine really got injured. People said that now you won't be able to get up. You won't be able to walk properly. But I said, Baba, no, I'm your child. I have to serve. I have to do this particular work very properly. And I took a brave decision at that time, talking to Baba to get my spine fixed. Look at, this is my spine. This is my spinal bones, and 4 screws were implanted into my spine. It was a long ordeal. And I never thought that I'm not going to get up. I always saw myself walking, running, jogging, and doing all sorts of service all across the world. And within 1 month, I started coming back to my life very properly. Very powerfully. I started walking beautifully. I started gradually building my own muscles. And here I am, almost 8 years down the lane. I'm able to do whatever I want to do. Nobody can even imagine that the person who is walking or who you are listening is having 4, 5 screws in his spine, and still he's able to operate, travel across, play sports, swim and jog and do n number of things. I never gave that negative thought to my mind. I never gave that energy to my mind that I'm not going to do this. That is what Baba says, that we suffer more often in our imagination than reality. Just always think positive, change the vocabulary. I'm going to be perfect. It's not that I'm not ill. I'm not ill is again a negative positive word. Say, I am perfectly and healthy. Non-acceptance of the disease. Non-acceptance of the situations. Even if it is your relations, even if it is something else, don't accept that there is anything wrong in your life. See others and see everyone in yourself as a very powerful, positive, and a loving person. That is what is the essence of this particular knowledge. Avoid catastrophic. Everything is a sankalpa. If we don't change our thoughts, how will our thoughts change? We can go on listening to Murlis every day. We can go on listening to n number of classes every day. We can go on listening, sitting in n number of bhattis. But all these things require inner introspection and inner transformation. The single most important exercise, I always say this knowledge is like the most simple knowledge one can imagine. Because this requires only one thing, and that one thing is getting combined and connected with God. This is what I have done over the years. I have never allowed God to go out of my heart. I always hold him tight and give him a beautiful place in my heart. Why should I allow you him to? You stay here. This is the most comfortable place. And Baba also says, okay, I'm always going to be there combined with you in your heart because you love me 100%. If I love 100%, if I love God 100%, I always say, you have to do it for me. Why would you not do it for me? If I love you 100%, it's my right that you have to do it for me. And Baba would always say, okay, I'm going to do it for you. This is the level of connect that you need to have. This is what Brahmin life is all about. If we want to really sit in meditation, do I really need to strain myself that I'm a soul and he's a supreme soul? No, he's always there with me. Baba is always there with me. It's about love. When you love somebody, you don't actually need to again and again remember. That remembrance is automatic. Isko Baba says, yaad swatah hi aati hai. It's automatic. It's natural for us to remember God. It's very easy and comfortable for us to remember God very nicely and easily. So remember to have very pure and powerful thoughts. Think positive and proactively. This is very powerful. Every day, every single thought for my own self, for every soul, for people who are not Baba's children, for my family, for my friends, whether they are in knowledge or not, it doesn't matter. My thoughts are beautiful, pure, and positive. Lovely thoughts. This is the beauty of God's love. Overthinking is like a menace. It's like a menace. It will completely destroy because your mind is working like a projector, my friends. The more negative thinking you do, the more your happiness and joy will go. The more your happiness and joy will go. And the more you think positive, your happiness and joy will magnify. Whatever you are thinking here, that is getting magnified like a projector. So every day, see yourself as a happiest person. See yourself as a most successful person because that is your birthright. Even if it is taking time, even if the things are turning out gradually, your thought is, I am happy, I am successful because I am God's child. Being in this knowledge, I am telling you, because I have used anger as a tool, I have used blame as a tool, but today I am sit here in front of you and tell you that this is not worth it. The moment I start blaming people's situations for my own self, that destroys my own clarity of mind. I may be reading Murlis, I may be maintaining my sight, but I lose a deeper insight into all these situations. This is what happens. I remember in 2002 when I was first time traveling to America. Dadi Prakash Mani, I had drove my car to Mount Abu, and Dadi Prakash Mani, morning after the morning class, she called me to her room, and very gently and politely, she just embraced me very gently, like a child, like a Dadi, and a grandmother. I also embraced her tightly, and Dadi said, "Mohit, you are going to America first time." I said, "Yes, Dadi." At that time, we didn't have any social media. Murli was not available so freely and comfortably. And Dadi just told me that, okay, you are going to America. And she said that Baba is your most wonderful companion. And she asked me to bring my hand front. And she gave me this particular ring and said, always keep Baba with you. Situations may come, but you will always emerge victorious. And then she called Shilubhen and asked her to give Murli to me. Shilubhen said that, okay, Dadi, I will give Murli to Mohit. Dadi said, no, give all the Murlis to me. And 2.5 months Murli she handed me so that I could always remain connected with Baba's knowledge wherever I was there in America. I was there for 2 months and 15 days extra Murli. Never ever I even missed a Murli for a day. And when I reached America, within 5 days, imagine a person who has never traveled to a foreign country, first time coming to America. On the 5th day, when I was traveling in a Greyhound bus, I lost all my luggage. all my luggage. I had only my passport, only one pair of clothes, few $100 with me, and all my luggage was gone. I was feeling like, what should I do now? Never ever I had a single thought that this is something that has happened really bad. Oh my God, what will I do? I was just wondering that Baba is going to take care of me. 2 months I was there in America. I, along with my friend, had a small suitcase again. I bought some new good clothes for myself. My friends helped me in that. And I continued my whole tour of America at that time. I had a presentation in gastroenterology at that time. I did that particular presentation. Everything went on perfectly well. I never had a sankalpa that all my luggage is gone. When after 2 months I was flying back to India via Oxford University, I stayed back in London with Dadi Janki. I was taking a session for an Iceland group in Oxford in our retreat center. Just at 8:30 in the morning, I got a call from America. And the message was, after 2 months, your luggage has been found and we are couriering this luggage back to you in India. Look at this. The magic. So situations are coming, but your mind is remaining completely comfortable and easy. So love of Baba will make you steer you through all these situations, all these negative situations, irrespective of whatever they are. It's the power, because you are having that feeling of that combined. So Baba is always there with you. Having that love with Baba, having that connect with Baba, make you feel that he's always there as a very powerful protection. So in my all situations, at all places, I use Baba as a very, very powerful tool. Using Baba in whatever you want. My fifth message to you is, you decide how you feel. Baba says, I give you a wonderful knowledge. There's no doubt about it. I give you the best of the things. But now it's upon you to work on yourself. If people, if situations are influencing you, then probably your past is influencing you, your own belief system and money is influencing you, then probably you are still living a life of a captive. That is very, very important. So it's very important for us to check that, is my past governing my life? Our life is completely about our perspectives, the way we are seeing ourselves. This beautiful godly knowledge gives us a very powerful insight and a deeper vision. And I'll explain you this through a beautiful example, that how our life is all about perspectives. Look at this. Imagine that we all have to travel for a wonderful retreat. And when we are traveling, suddenly we are faced with this kind of a traffic. Now, almost all 100 of us who are traveling in this particular to our destination for a wonderful retreat, we are stuck up in this traffic jam. My question to you is, are we all going to experience the similar emotions or different behaviors? You would all agree with me that your answer would be, each one of us would be behaving differently. Now look at this, what happens. 99%, 95% of us start getting irritated by this situation. Some of us really get angry. And some of us lose complete control. And this is what is called as a road rage. And we completely start shouting. But 5% of us, they are totally unaffected by the situation outside. They call to Harsha Bhai and say, oh, I'm stuck up in the traffic. I cannot help it. I'm just sitting relaxed in my car. I'm listening to a wonderful meditative music. I'm just enjoying the journey, and I'll reach the moment traffic is over. So that person does not allow, 5% people don't allow the outside situation to influence their own mind. So 95% generate a negative response and 5% generate a positive response, despite the situation being same for everyone. Everyone. And this goes on to say that we are responsible for our behavior. The other people had a reactive response, and this particular person had a responsive, a more thoughtful and a mindful response. Why? Because we believed that the traffic has nothing to do with our behavior. This is what Baba tells us. Baba is going to change our behavior. He's going to change our belief system. He gives us a whole new belief system that outward situations, people, they have no effect to control your own inner mind. 95% of the people believed that traffic is stressful, hence their behavior was negative. 5% of the people believed that traffic has no relation with their behavior and hence their behavior was positive and powerful. This shows that our own behavior is a function of our belief system. My dear friends, spirituality, Baba's love is giving us a whole new belief system. I start believing that my world, my behavior is a complete consequence of my own belief system, which is very pure, very powerful, very happy, and very joyous belief system. This is what we all have to do in our life. Our past, often in this knowledge, despite reading Murlis, our past continues to haunt us. We allow the negative behavior of past situations to repetitively influence our own mind and getting disturbed by that, getting influenced by that in a negative way. My dear friends, I'll share a beautiful example with you that how I transformed my past even while remaining in this beautiful knowledge. When I came back from America in 2001, I was weighing 96 kgs. Look at this, my picture from Disneyland Orlando. I was suffering from diabetes, I was suffering from hypertension, from fatty liver, and also from thyroid. When I came back, somebody told me in my family, one of my friends close, they said, you want to be a cardiologist, you should look like one. You should look like one. That word really, had a very powerful impact on me. I never got influenced by other people. People used to tell me, oh, you should lose weight, you should do this. I said, okay, I will do that. But that particular word really changed my life at that time. I never joined a gym. I never consulted a dietitian, but I started bringing small changes in my diet and also my exercises, doing my exercise. For 6 months while I was studying for cardiology, as I just mentioned earlier, I used to exercise every day. And within 6 months, I changed my personality. I lost 26 kgs and regained a completely new personality. Completely. Using Baba's knowledge that yes, I have the power. This is not going to haunt me anyway. Let people say whatever they want to say. I have to bring that transformation in my life. And my dear brothers and sisters, now 21 years down the lane, even today, I maintain my same schedule perfectly and the same weight. Your life is a complete consequence of how you are changing yourself. This is the energy of God. This is the companionship of God. What did Brahma Baba do? Till last day of his life, Brahma Baba, he maintained his schedule. He never used a single support to sit alertly. At the age of even 96 years, he used to be always alert and active, play with children. Why? Because he was maintaining his both inner and physical self in a perfect form. Meditation and spiritual life is about balancing your own life, creating inner and both outward harmony. This is what creates magic in our own life. This is what is the beauty of our life. Never allow the behavior of people. What does Baba say? Baba says, let people do whatever they want to do. But your behavior, your inner self is always at peace, always at comfort. Nothing is going to change your own inner peace. I remember in 1999 when I was giving my final MBBS exam, and I was always a good student. I was giving my preparatory exam. That was December 11th, I remember. And the moment I came out after giving my exam, I picked up my bag and started moving to home. You would be surprised that the moment I picked up my bag, it was unusually light. I opened it, all my textbooks had gone. The surgery textbook, 1,500 page textbook had been taken away. All my notes had been taken away. Being a good student, somebody might have taken up. I got really crazy. I started talking to people, searching for it, but I was unable to find it. I rushed to the hospital to my parents, and I just barged into the room. My mother asked me, "How was the exam, Mohit?" I said, "Forget about the exam, but I lost my book." You know what was her response? Her single line response was, "It doesn't matter if you have lost your book. Somebody who needed it more than you might have taken you. You go and take rest at home, dear Mohit. You will get a new book and you can read it again." I said, "My God, I have 10 days only left to give my final exam." But then I had no words to say. I went back home, had a good sleep, and then when I got up, I had a new book. I studied it again for 1 week very thoroughly, knowing that this is my most beautiful attempt. And in last 40 years, it was for the first time somebody got a distinction in the subject of surgery. This is what the power of spiritual knowledge is. When we accept these situations, don't allow them to influence you, you start creating opportunities in difficulties. But today, look at your own life. What happens? We start putting the people's thoughts, behaviors, and actions into our mind like a garbage. We keep on holding to them. Spirituality is about decluttering your own self. It's not just about, speaking. It's about living that particular life, not holding to anything that is not worth it. I've experienced that even after being in Brahma Kumaris for 37 years, there have been instances when I have been angry, when I have been really, resentful about the situation, when I have had that kind of an ego feeling in myself. I'm being very honest with you and living that particular life for years and years, and also reading the Murli. Today, after 37 years and after many years of practice, I tell you, I've allowed everything of this, every negative feeling to let go. I've tried to clean my mind every day of these negative feelings. Why should I have a sankalpa for it? Why should I hold on the feelings, negative feelings for anybody? It's not. This is my mind. I would like to decorate it with the most beautiful thoughts, with the most powerful thoughts. And that is what I did. Every day I'm working on myself to improve myself, cleaning, looking at these small emotions. Check, my dear angels, check whether today, even today, you have any of these kind of feelings in your life or not. Anger, the subtle level of anger, the feeling of irritation, the subtle feeling of hatred and jealousy, of competition, criticism, complaint. It's not worth. We are embraced in Baba's love. Baba is there with us. Our life should be governed with love, with acceptance and compassion, with understanding and appreciation, and with amicability and adaptability. This is what Baba is using. Baba never comes and says, "Oh, you have done so many wrong things over years and years. You are not good, but today I'm going to make you good." No, Baba says, "I accept you the way you are. You are my jewel. You are my loving child. I'm going to completely take you along with me." It's love that transforms. And the only way to experience that love is to have companionship of God. There are no rocket science, there are no 20 tools. It's only allowing God to be there always with you. God is always online. Ask yourself, am I connected with God at that moment, every moment of my life? That is the most powerful and the most beautiful tool that can completely change your life. My sixth message to you is practicing gratitude. It's very important. Being thankful to God. Every moment I thank God. Every moment. It's so wonderful. I'll share a beautiful experience with you that how, despite being in knowledge, sometimes, like a naughty child, you start playing around like pranks, And this is what I did in 2010. Listen to this wonderful, beautiful example. In 2010, I cleared my permanent exam for cardiology and I was appointed as assistant professor of cardiology. But I was shifted to another hospital, not a great hospital. I started approaching ministers, all the IS officers and everybody. They talked to the minister. They also talked to the very senior officer who was transferring me, but that person won't listen to me. The top ministers of our country, the health minister of our Delhi government and also health minister of our country, they wrote a letter to that particular officer, but nothing worked out. My HOD, they gave me regular letters. I kept on having regular communication for 5-6 months. That kept on happening. But again, the final verdict was that I have to be transferred and I have to leave this hospital after some time. They said, he's a good officer. We would like that he should go to the other hospital. Then it was 18th December 2010. I was going to Madhuban to meet Baba. I went to Baba's room at our place at Baba's home. And I just said very politely, Baba, I have a small wish to make. I just want to stay in this hospital where I am working because I have so many projects. And you know what Baba told me at that time? Baba smilingly emerged and said, oh, after 5-6 months, now you remember, Baba. For 5-6 months, you were remembering all the ministers and all the officers that they will do the work for you. But now, after not achieving this target, now you come to Baba for the help. But Baba is so loving and Baba will take care. And I went to meet Baba. 26th December, I came back from Madhuban. And when I joined my hospital on 26th itself, I was going to my OPD. I received a call from the ministry. And they said, Dr. Mohit Gupta, please take your orders. I said, oh, what is the hurry? I will take orders. I know I have to join the different hospital. They said, no, we don't know what happened. While you were on the leave, something unique happened that the person who was objecting to your placement in your own hospital, he has been transferred to Himachal Pradesh, and the new officer who came, she wrote the order immediately and has placed you back into the same old hospital. So you got what you wanted, and I had tears rolling down my eyes. When most powerful forces, which I think like ministers and everybody, they are not able to do, it's God's magic that can create wonders. It is His love. How much we thank, it's only the connect, how much we trust Him that He will be able to do anything and everything for us. Gratitude for God. It will change everything. Gratitude for everything. It changes our own inner structure, brain structure. We become more powerful in learning and we are becoming more and more decisive in whatever we are doing. This is the power of God's love. This is the power of beautiful decision making in our life. My dear friends, we must experience Baba's love. These are the times to actually experience this particular, to have a beautiful, compassionate heart, accept everybody. We are all connected. There are souls whom we will be meeting. They are not working and doing things according to you, but you are God's child. Accept everybody. Be compassionate and loving for all. This is the most beautiful message. My seventh message to you, as I have been in these beautiful journeys, we always deserve a styrofoam cup. Keep life simple. Today, we have everything. I'll share a beautiful example. I was also the chief secretary to the Cardiological Society of India, Delhi branch. I remember in one of the meetings that I was going, I was invited, I had a group I was given a very good business class ticket, and there were around about 15 people who were there to receive me at the airport with a big, long, sprawling car. I was escorted to one of the top hotels and I was made to stay there. I asked for a cup of coffee and I got into a beautiful designer ceramic cup. I had a really wonderful time that year. But 3 years down the lane, when I was no more the secretary, I went to the same conference. Nobody gave me a business class ticket. I went in an economy class. When I got down, I took my own taxi to the hotel, which was a simple, basic hotel. I went to the conference. I went and asked for a coffee. Nobody came running to give me a coffee in a ceramic cup. They just pointed out that there are these styrofoam cups. You can take a coffee for your own self. And that is the day I realized that we all want actually a coffee and deserve a styrofoam cup. Simplicity is royalty. We have different types of sadhan, we have different types of instruments, we have everything in our life today. But becoming dependent on them, becoming addicted to them is something Baba says is not worth it. These are all, this science is giving us so much today that is very important for us to use. But becoming addicted to science is something that we really have to take care and check. That is very important, my dear friends. So keeping life simple is the key. Brahmin life, yogi life is a simple life. It's not that we are not using the technology. It's not that we are using and having everything in our life, but not desiring to have that. If I need it, Baba will give it to us. But if I continuously desire something, Baba says it's not worth it for you. The need and desires are different. Our needs will always be fulfilled by God. God always says that. It will be fulfilled to perfection. But unnatural and repetitive desires is something that takes away our joy and our happiness, my dear friends. It's very important for us. So what matters in our life is how much we love and how much we care. And my last message is connect with God every time. Every moment stay connected. It can create miracles in your life. Miracles in your life. I'll share a beautiful example. It was 20th March 2003. I came back from the hospital, from the cardiac cath lab. I started having severe, I was feeling a little tired and fatigued at that particular time. And what happened was, in the evening, my mother gave me food. I didn't consume it. She gave me an ice cream. And the moment I held the ice cream in my hand, I started throwing severe seizures, very severe seizures. And, I literally collapsed on the floor. I was rushed to the hospital just to find myself in ICU the next day. My brain scans were done and there was a large infective mass in my brain. Look at this, my own MRI at that time. I was resistant to there were 19 drugs available. This was diagnosed as Mycobacterium tuberculosis canceri. It was very rare infection. And I was resistant to almost 18 drugs, sensitive only to one injection. Every day injection used to be given to me. I used to consume 14 to 16 tablets every day. I used to experience pain, but never sorrow in my life. I went to meet Baba in 2005, and Baba kept his hand on my head and said, "Don't worry, everything will be perfect and everything will be fine for you." Just like a sea, the waves come and waves go away. And ultimately, on 20th June 2005, my surgery for brain was done. I felt that now I'm perfect and I'm absolutely fine. But what happened later? Look at this. January 2006, after my surgery, I again developed a lesion in different part of the brain. This was not operable. I thought that what should I do now? I'm a cardiologist. I'm already taking the best of the medicines from America, from India. The top scientists and doctors are treating me. But I have to explore different possibilities now. I went to Dadi Gulzar. Very close to Dadi Gulzar I was. And Dadi Gulzar said, "Mohit, you should use the power of Raj Yoga meditation, power of Baba's love for you." She told me to meditate selectively for my brain, non-accepting that I'm diseased. And take a glass of water, keep it in Baba's room at 3 a.m. in the morning, put little honey in that, shahad or makhi in that, and then consume it. I started doing it, my dear friends. For 1 year, every day I used to get up and imagine and tell my brain that I'm perfectly fine. Nothing is going to happen to me. There is no illness in my brain. I'm absolutely perfect and fine. And look at this, what happened. From January to 1st, 2006 to April 2007, when my scans were repeated, my brain completely cleared of this mass. Completely. The magic of God's love. Where science is not working, your spiritual power, your power of belief, your God's power can create miracles in your life. This is what we can achieve by our meditation. My dear friends, look at the science. A normal brain is like a brain which is prone to anxiety and depression. Both the hemispheres are not synchronized with each other. But when we do meditate for 15 minutes, look at this magnetoencephalogram pictures, how beautifully our brain synchronizes, and 25 minutes it takes to completely synchronize your brain. A more integrated, optimal performing, a more emotionally stable performing brain. This is what is the power we have. This is what we can create in our life. So, this is it. Today, meditation tells us to have a holistic approach, not just working with our logical brain. Spiritual science is to activate your right brain, the emotional brain. In meditate, we activate both the brains and we start achieving whatever we want in our life. It's like an orchestra. The control center is here. Each instrument is capable to play separately, but when a central command comes, the whole music is playing wonderfully well and beautifully well. So we reconnect in a more beautiful and powerful way. It's been a very beautiful journey with Baba, exceptionally good journey. And the most beautiful part of this journey is trying to use God's power in my own life. There are hundreds and hundreds of stories that if I narrate, days and days will go. But what is the essence is that use Baba in your life. This is the most simple spiritual understanding that once we connect with Almighty, we experience His love in our life, our whole life completely transforms and we can create magic. We can actually experience whatever we want in our life. This is the true essence. It's only you love somebody, you love 100%. God is the most powerful magician. He'll be able to do anything and everything to you. In 2016, I'll share my last example. When I was operating in the cath lab on a Monday, I suddenly got a call. And the call said that you have been posted to the Parliament of India. I said, how can you do this? You never asked me. They said, no, the orders have come from the ministry and never ever in our hospital for last 40 years, anybody was posted in the Parliament. Ultimately, I was shifted to the Parliament. I said, my God, what am I going to do? This is not done. But then Baba always used to say that your vision is a tubular vision, but Baba has a very global vision. So imagine a Brahma Kumar child going to as a Baba's child to Parliament of India for all the honorable members of the Parliament to look at their cardiology and heart status. Within 2 months, you take your aura, you take your beautiful vibrations with you. We had the first session in the Parliament of India for all their secretaries on secrets of happy and healthy life. It's almost 4 years, 5 years now down the lane. Typical posting is 1 year. Now it's 6 years. They don't relieve me of the Parliament and they say you stay here and there. This year only in March 22nd, we had the session for all the honorable members of the Parliament. They said that this is a religiously neutral place. So we won't take the name of Brahma Kumaris, and you would be surprised in the main hall, the main Parliament hall, the introduction that was given was that we have Dr. Mohit Gupta, who's a professor of cardiology and associated with Brahma Kumaris for last 37 years. It's all God's magic. It's all God's work. What I'm able to see is something limited, but what God is seeing for me is unlimited, is immense, and is wonderful and powerful. He's creating magic for me in my life. That is what I have to experience, my dear friends. So, experience and allow God to come to you. Let Baba take control of your life. Have experience with Baba, even in the little things that you are doing. Create and spill the joy of Baba, and you will see the magic will happen in your life. So let us sit in few moments of silence, experience this lovely power. Just very in a state of deep inner bliss. See yourself as a loving and a powerful, beautiful soul. in this lovely costume. Experience the purity, the love, the joy, and the happiness of God filling you, empowering you. My every thought is pure and loving. My every thought is powerful. I experience the bliss. I experience the happiness and allow it to go to the every cell of my body. I am a peaceful, loving, and a happy soul. I am a child of God. God is always there with me, like a protection, like an umbrella. I stay in this state of deep inner bliss, always and always. Om Shanti.
Thank you. Thank you, Mohit Bhai, for this beautiful sharing and beautiful experience. It was really powerful to see the power of Smriti. I always used to think that there's so much on positive thinking and all of that stuff, but you brought this clarity on just not just thinking, and we don't mean it what we are thinking. And you really emphasized on believing in what you're thinking. That thoughts which actually trigger our smriti, and that from that smriti comes all this vritti, drishti, kriti, and all of that stuff. But those thoughts that trigger our ancient memory, who we are, who we belong to, and not just activating that memory, but also experiencing Baba's love, Baba's company. Yeah, that's a beautiful thing. So, would you like to share a little bit about how was some of the experiences that you had, some of the deep memories that you had with daddies? I personally am very enjoy Dadi Gulzar's company because she's so loving, very simple but so profound.
Dadi Gulzar, I was like extremely close family to Dadi Gulzar because Dadi Gulzar always used to be in Delhi, and Daddy was his personal physician. So every small thing that will happen, we will go to Dadi ji, and Dadi ji used to come not 10, not 15, not 20. I think hundreds and hundreds of times she has visited Baba's this place. I used to get medals in the hospital, and whenever I used to come, Dadi would come with Niluben, and she would bring a lovely badge for me or lovely something unique for me and give it to me. I will and bless me that Baba is giving you medal for a golden age. Keep aside these small medals. So this is how you used to share. She was a wonderful host also. Whenever she used to come to Baba's home, she would just come into the kitchen, and my mother and we all would be cooking, and she would just keep her hands on the back and said, "Oh, I'll tell you how to cook this wonderful potato. You have to fry it like this. You have to put a slice like this. You have to serve it like this." And very meticulously she would do it and share that wonderful, memories with us. Every time she used to have meal, she will first, that bite of that meal, she would always offer to all of us. Each one of us. I have that wonderful pictures. I deliberately didn't share it with you. That wonderful memories. But more so, She was a fantastic host. I remember 15th August in 2012, we went to Dadi's cottage in Manesar. And what happened at that time was she was hosting almost 10-15 of us. And in the lunchtime, she asked us, all of you sit here. I said, no, Dadi, we are not going to sit first. You will sit here. She said, no, you always serve me with so much love. Today, Dadi will stand and Dadi will serve all of you. So imagine one of the most beautiful souls of the world, Dadi Gulzar. She took the tiffin and all the casseroles in her hand and she was serving to all of us. This shows her art of detachment, how beautifully, Nimit Bhav, how egoless a soul can be. That despite knowing her status, she's serving by her own hand. So all these small things used to touch our life so beautifully. It was wonderful. When I got ill, again, Dadiji used to come and just bless like this. Baba is your doctor. Nothing is going to happen. He's like a magician. So these are wonderful experiences that we had with Dadi. I had fortunate experience to be with Dadi during her times. Regularly used to visit her in Mumbai also. In the chat plane also, I and Niluben only accompanied her to Ahmedabad. And she always used to be there that this is the most beautiful Chaturbhuj. That is what she used to tell to her family. The all four of us, the name Chaturbhuj was given by Dadi only, that all Chaturbhuj have come. So they say that whenever anything is happening and Yagi will need anything, this family will always be there. They will always be there like a support. And hence, Baba always blesses this family so wonderfully, so nicely. So this is how we experience that love of Dadis with us. Similarly, Dadi Prakashmani also came to Baba's home. She would just love us. She used to call me and my sister as a pungre, like small little kids. She always said, Manju is my mother's name. Take care of these pungras very, very well. Teach them, make them big, good students so that they will reveal Baba's name. Never ever we were told, leave your home, come and sit in ashram. No, always do something, while remaining in that particular state. So it was so wonderful and powerful experiences. What is the crux of that? It's love. It's love. Dadi will never say, do this, read this, you should be sitting in 10 hours of meditation, 8 hours of this. Never ever. Should we meditate for 8 or 9 hours, or our life is meditative? You tell. We are leading a meditative life. We are leading a life which is purity. Baba is there with us, connected. We are connected with Baba. This is how, whenever we used to get ill, Dadi will record the messages and send to us. Even during my spinal surgery, Baba would send a message that Baba ki drishti mein bachcha hai. Baba is taking care of the child very, very well. So these love, and now even if we are not able to see them physically, experience their presence here. I have not seen Brahma Baba, but I always feel his presence is there with me. He's there with me, combined with Shiva. So that combined Swaroop, that beauty, that connect is what heals us. That connect is what creates a lot of powerful energy.
You haven't shared your tips on how to accept love. The whole Brahmin family is flooded with Baba's love, and Dadis are showering love like anything. Not everyone is able to take as much benefit as you are. What is your secret? Of course, you said gratitude. Anything you want to add that everyone will take all Baba's and Dadis love as you are taking?
Only one. Remembering only one and one Baba, keeping combined is the only secret. Again and again, I emphasize there is no need for. I see that people are jumping onto hundreds and hundreds of classes. People are sitting in bhattis. That seva and that particular technology is also becoming like a Mayajal. And I do only 3 things in my life. One thing is I do a very powerful Amrit will. I go, while going to sleep in the night, I tell my bed very clearly every day without fail. Look, I'm only here for 4 hours with you. And then I get up in the morning, I feel that Baba is waking me up, and I enjoy that. Second, I always read a Avyak Murli every day. Avyak Murli is a very powerful and a more beautiful tool to have a very powerful Purusharth. And third thing is, after meditation, after reading a Sakar Murli, I just go off to my work and have that feeling of combined Swaroop. I always feel that this is a yogi life. Even every karma that I'm doing, I'm connected with God so beautifully. And everything goes on like a yoga. So that singular tool is that simple balance is very, very important. We don't need to really rush. We don't need to be like, what is Tivra Purusharth? What is this? Purusharth is Purusharth. Have you ever seen Dadis doing some Tivra Purusharth? I remember having gossip time with Dadi, wonderful time with Dadi, picnics with Dadi. One day I was bringing Gulzar Dadi to our place. It was only 10 minutes, 15 minutes drive. It took me 2 hours. And you know what we were doing in the night? There was nothing that we were chit-chatting. We were having pahelis. We were playing with each other. Dadi said, where are we going? It is taking too much time. Very smilingly. I said, Dadi, there is a lot of traffic. And she was asking us some riddles. And we were answering those riddles and wonderfully experienced it was. It was light. Yogi life is very light and easy, comfortable life. It's not a challenging life that you really have to be, oh, I am a soul. I remember, Baba, I am burning my... Naturally, when I'm in remembrance of God, all these things will burn automatically. When I'm in love with somebody, I'm merged in love, everything is perfect. There was a small, what we call as a matka. You know what is matka? Matka, So that matka had a small hole in the down, And every time the person used to fill that matka, that used to trickle the water outside and used to get empty. So one day, the person asked a saint that what should I do that this is always remaining fulfilled? He said, you can do one thing, you can remain immersed into the sea and it will never get empty. And that is the beauty. If we get immersed into the sea of love of God, we will never be empty and our life will be so wonderful. Just stay immersed. Keep on doing whatever you want to do. Just keep on doing the same karma, but remaining in love of God and magic will happen. This is the only and only mantra. We don't need any mantra. Just combine. Just have the feeling that here, Baba is with me. I'm perfectly happy.
Thank you very much. I just want to... there are a few questions that are coming in. One of the question is about the karmic accounts and how does settling karmic accounts factor into some of the practices?
Very simple.
Yeah.
If you have a karmic account of 100%, first of all you do is go and tell Baba in room. Sit in room and tell Baba, Baba, this is the problem. These are the things that are coming. Baba says, don't worry. I will take care of this. I will take care of this. Almost by your yoga, 50% of your karmic accounts are easily settled. All your negative things will be easily settled. When you are telling Baba very honestly, very lovingly, Baba says, rest 25%, I will settle even that. The remaining 25% also, you will get least possible suffering. And if you are connected with Baba, Baba says, I will even cancel that particular. So karmic account is an integral part of our life. Look at my own situation, my screws in my spine, my brain surgery. These are all karmic accounts that somebody has to settle. I have not done anything strange in this life to suffer this kind of illness. But all my old karmic accounts are bouncing on in form of different forms. But Baba's love makes you settle with so much comfort and ease that you stop experiencing that pain. So first thing is the honesty and purity of heart and telling to Baba. You tell Baba very politely, very gently, it will be like, you are healed. So never get deterred. Karmic accounts are going to come because you are the first and the most powerful souls of the world. You're going into the Satyuga with the prince. It's not a joke. We have to settle it by our yoga and some little portion by our also. So just remain comfortable. Don't get deterred by this. Start feeling that everything is perfect. I am getting more and more pure every day. I have no karmic accounts to settle. Everything is perfect. Baba will settle it very comfortably for you. Even if the situation is coming, Baba will make it like a very simple, easy. Like जैसे हम कहते हैं ना पहाड़ से राई से रुई बनाकर बना देना तो like a cotton, as light as a cotton you will feel.
So there is another question. This like, do we have to do Amrit Vela and read Murli first thing in the morning after shower? Is it important? I mean Murli before Amrit Vela.
Murli should be, irrespective of how and whatever your schedule is, Murli should be after morning meditation. Murli should be the first thing. You must read every day, not in the evening, not in the afternoon, not this. Must listen to Murli every day in the morning, preferably after the shower. If the situations are not demanding, you can read it even before that. It's all variable. But more important than before and after shower is in what is the state of your mind in which you are listening. Are you able to absorb that particular Murli? Like, you start absorbing and don't go into details. Absorb 4 or 5 points every day from the Murli, experience them, transform, and then, you start living. That is very important.
Take it all the way to the 9 yards, like just I so I'm hearing that take it all the way to the 9 yards. Just don't collect the points and that leave it in the notebook.
4 points that I'm going to work on for myself. Baba will give you 3 or 4 points that you're going to work, and that is going to create that.
More and more questions are coming, but so how can we stay absorbed in Baba's love and immersed in Baba's love? There is a whole Murli.
If you love somebody, getting absorbed is using Baba every day, remembering him every day. You see, if I give you something which is really precious, you will start remembering me for some little time. If I do that repetitively, you will start remembering me more. If I make it as a habit, my impression will become imprinted in you and you will naturally connect. This is what happens with children and parents, isn't it? So similarly, once I start absorbing that particular wealth of knowledge, a wealth of gifts of, from Baba, I automatically become empowered. And when I become empowered, I automatically remember. I don't have to think of getting absorbed. I'm automatically merged in that particular. This is the power of God.
Beautiful. So there is a special request for you to read the Murli once for the group.
Why not? Sure, why not? You see, brother, today as BKs, we don't understand the mind power. One day I will join you for all the BKs and even non-BKs. We must have a session on mind power. Today, Brahma Kumaris is not just about soul and supreme soul. This is a myth that we have created. No. There is a lot of scientific basis. I was addressing a conference day before yesterday also, and today also I'm addressing people on mind power. How and what is the scientific basis of what we are doing? What is the science that goes behind it? What is the rationality that goes behind it? We need to understand. If I say that I'm a soul, your question should be, yes, I'm a soul, but how am I a soul? Explain it to me. There is a logic and science behind it. We have evidence for this. We have logic behind it, and you will be flabbergasted and amazed to see that what evidence we have. Nobody can refute that evidence. Nobody can actually challenge that evidence. Recently, I conducted a course in Pune. It was only 3 sessions only. It was a physical course of 1,000 people every gathering on the science of spirituality, the science of soul, and the science of mind, and the science of God. Once we understand all 3 of them logically, it becomes easy for us to understand. If somebody I say to, Harsha bhai or Leena Ben or Jyoti Ben, I think that have you seen soul? You say, oh, I have not seen soul. Then why should I believe that I am a soul? This is a logical question. There is a science that works. And I have, over the last 30 years, I've worked on this. With Jagdish Bhai Sahab, he gave me a vardhan on that to analyze and make this thing very clear that today, what am I practicing? I'm practicing it with conviction and with belief, not with just love. It's both with logic and with science, spirituality. Both right and left brain are activated in this. So once we understand, we become more and more deep. We'll meet sometime again.
Yeah, definitely. There's more questions coming in here. So one maybe last question you may want to answer is like, what exact thoughts that you had when you're going through the cancer and
it was not cancer, it was an infection. I just told Baba that I'm your child. If you want me to serve this world through you, you have to take care of me. I never experienced any pain. I never had any questions. I always thought that I'm protected in aura of God. And when I went to Baba on stage, I will share those pictures. They're amazing pictures. Baba just said like this, and Baba took his right hand and kept it on my brain on this side. Baba did bless me like this. Like a child, I bowed in front of him. Baba said like this, blessed me like this, and said, just like waves come in sea and go away, similarly, waves will come and go away, but Baba's children will always remain safe and sturdy. Nothing is going to happen. So this is the power of God's love. So I always had a stable thought that I will be perfect, I will be fine, and everything is going to be perfect because Baba and God is with me. These are all situations that are coming. And ultimately, everything ends well. He's God. God, you see, imagine the word God, His supreme power. He can do anything. It's your faith that you have to use. Bhagwan koi mazak thodi na, it's not a joke, It's not like an ordinary or a superpower that, oh, he's a magician, he can do this. No, he's God. If he has to do, he can make and use any power in this world to make it happen for you. He can use any power to make that success happen for you if you believe and if he thinks it is important for you. Then there is no question of any thought. That is the thing that we have to realize, that we are students of God. We are not ordinary students. Okay?
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you everyone for joining, and it's a beautiful session. We'll definitely have Mohit Bhai and Monica Ben and whole Chaturbhuj ones in the gathering. Thank you very much for joining. Thank you.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. Hope to meet up soon. Stay merged in Baba's love. Keep flying. Keep giving love to every soul you are meeting. Every soul. Not a single negative thought should be there. Not a single. Just give love to everyone. Like a child, like a father, like a mother. Just keep on spreading love. You will see this world will become so beautiful. We have to experience that Satyuga now. That Satyuga will come at a time when it has to come. I'm not concerned about this. I'm concerned about my today's Satyuga. Am I able to create that Satyuga today in my life here? If I'm able to create, I'm successful. And that is what you have to do. We are all angels of God. Let us shower that love and beauty. Okay?
Thank you.